We do answer that question 1,000 times over. You just refuse to hear the answer. A livable wage is enough money to pay for a roof over your head, food in your belly, all the expenses associated with that, and have money left over to spend in the economy, because that's the economy we live in, and save some money for a rainy day or for retirement or for whatever we want. That is a livable wage. Whatever that is in your area, that's what it is. It varies very differently between the West Coast, the East Coast, the middle of the United States, but that's a livable wage. Roof over your head, food in your belly, all your bills paid, money to spend in the economy, and enough money to put away in savings. That is a livable wage. That is the answer. That is the answer you're going to get. So you have the answer. Please stop saying we refuse to answer that question, because I'm answering that question right now.
See, what the people who he's replying to typically want to hear is a number, right? X amount per hour is what a livable wage is. And as he's pointing out in that video, that's going to change from region to region, state to state, city to city. Hell, it's going to change within the state. I live in the state of Illinois. I live up near the Chicagoland area. A livable wage where I'm at is going to be much higher than a livable wage in southern Illinois. And that's going to be higher than a livable wage in the state of Indiana. There is no set number, and that's the problem with a federal minimum wage. A set number at the federal level doesn't work. So somebody comes in and gives him a dollar amount. Here's his reply on that one.
So let's do some math. $20 an hour times 40 hours a week times 4 weeks a year equals $3,200. It's recommended about 28% of that should be for housing, so for mortgages or rent or whatever. So 28% of $3,200 is $896. I challenge you to find a one-bedroom apartment anywhere in the United States that is $896 or less. You can start in Mississippi. That's one of the lowest, if not the lowest, cost of living states in the United States. And I still could only find literally a handful of apartments for less than $896. Most of them start right around $900, which I guess is within range. But then you go out from the lowest cost of living state where it's barely affordable at $20 an hour. What then? We can all afford to live in Mississippi in the 6 apartments they have in Mississippi. And this is all before taxes and Social Security and all of that comes out of the check. This is simply just straight math, nothing else taken out, assuming you're bringing home $3,200 a month.
The math doesn't work. It doesn't work for any set dollar amount. The way federal minimum wage, in my opinion, needs to be factored is there needs to be a formula. I don't know what that formula is, but there needs to be a formula to determine what one needs to earn based on the highest cost of living area in your state. So in the state of Illinois, that's going to be in the city of Chicago. In the state of California, I'm guessing that's San Francisco. I don't know. In Georgia, I'm guessing that's going to be in the heart of Atlanta, right? So the formula figures out what one needs to live and not have any government assistance at the highest cost of living in the highest cost of living area in your state, and then that's the minimum wage for your state. That is going to vary from state to state. California's minimum wage is going to be much higher than West Virginia's minimum wage. Illinois' minimum wage is going to be much higher than Mississippi's minimum wage. But it's going to be apropos for the state that you live in based on the highest cost of living area in your state. And $20 an hour, people have been fighting for a $15 an hour minimum wage for 20 years. $15 an hour is out the fucking window at this point in time with the cost of living. $20 an hour ain't getting it done either. And it's not because people just want to make more and more and more. It's because you can't afford to live on that. You just can't afford to live on it. And everybody who's not making minimum wage should want the federal minimum wage to be raised because their wages go up with it. for those of you going back to the first video who keep saying, you guys can't tell us what a livable wage is, there is no one-size-fits-all dollar amount. It's a formula. What does it cost to live and survive in the highest cost of living area in your state? There's your living wage.